Hello, my name is Alan Nolan and I am the author and illustrator of loads of books for kids, including Connor's Caveman, Finton's 15 and the Sam Hannigan series for O'Brien Press. Now I'm going to read a little bit of my latest book, which is called Sam Hannigan and the Last Dodo. It's all about a little girl called Sam Hannigan who runs an animal sanctuary from her home. She's helped by her friend Ajay and by her nanny called Nanny Gig, and a little bit by her brother called Bruno, but Bruno's a bit mean the whole time. But in this book what happens is she is given a dodo bird to mind. You know the dodo that went extinct 350 years ago? They find the last dodo in existence and she has to mind it for a whole week. So this is the bit I'm going to read to you. It's the bit just after Sam Hannigan is given the dodo to mind. They find it when they wake up after a storm in the morning. They open up the front door and on the ground outside their house, a big cardboard box, they bring it in, they open it up, and what pops out? A dodo pops out. So I'm going to read. This is called Chapter 5, Dodo or Don't. Okay. Sam, Ajay and Og gaped down at the dodo. "If this bird is meant to be extinct," said Ajay, "what's it doing in our kitchen?" Sam looked up at Og, who shrugged his massive shoulders. "Where did you come from?" she asked the dodo, bending down and tickling under its beak. The dodo squawked quietly and gave an almost cat-like purr. Sam stood up and put her hands on her hips. "And who sent you to Hannigan's Haven?" "I think I know," cried a muffled voice from the table. Sam and Ajay looked around to see Nanny Gig's pink-slippered feet waving out of the large cardboard box. And then Nanny Gig's hand emerged, followed by her head. Her steel grey hair had straw and bits of shredded palm leaves sticking out of it, and she had a green stained piece of paper held tight between her dentures. "I found this in the bottom of the box," said Nanny Gig from between clenched teeth, "under all the straws and half-eaten fruit. It's a letter." She deftly flipped her small body out of the box and landed on the table. Nanny Gig used to be a champion gymnast when she was younger and had rows of trophies and medals on the sideboard in the living room, just like the row of trophies and medals that Sam herself had won for Irish dancing. "Holy moly, she's still got it," thought Sam, looking at her granny with admiration. Og helped Nanny Gig down off the table, and she unfolded the piece of paper and spread it out to read. "Dear Gig," said the piece of paper, "please look after this bird. His name is Desmond and he's a bit of a tricky customer, but a great companion. Watch out for his beak. Also, watch out for those darned animal traders. Desmond is pretty rare and much sought after. He may be the very last dodo in the world. Hang on to him until the weekend and I'll pick him up then. I'll contact you in the old-fashioned way. M." Sam's ginger eyebrows furrowed in thought. "Who is M, Nanny Gig?" she asked her granny. Nanny Gig looked puzzled. Could it be Daddy Mike, she thought? No. Her husband, Daddy Mike, had mysteriously vanished by working on one of his crackpot inventions way back when Sam and Bruno were little. She hadn't heard from him in years. Suddenly her face lit up. "Marjorie Crow!" she cried. "It's my old friend Marjorie Crow. That's who the letter M in the letter is. I'm sure of it." Nanny Gig sat down on the kitchen chair. "I haven't seen Marjorie in the longest time." She had a dreamy look in her eyes. "Dr. Marjorie, I should say. We were schoolmates in St. Gubnitz when we were nippers. She was also always very clever. Oh, you would have loved her, Sam. She was always very interested in animals too, and ecology, Nanny Gig," said Sam. "It means she cared about animals and protecting their environments." Sam liked the sound of this Dr. Marjorie already. "If anyone in the world could find a dodo, a bird that is meant to have vanished hundreds of years ago, it'd be good old Marjorie Crow," said Nanny Gig. "Here she is," said Ajay, holding up his mobile phone. "I found her on Frugal. It's a news report from last year." He clicked on the search engine link and read out the news story. "Dr. Marjorie Crow, explorer and animal conservationist, has been reported missing along with a crew while on an expedition to map the lesser-known islands of the Indian Ocean. Crow's base camp on the otherwise uninhabited island of Fralala lost contact with a submarine, the Sea Turtle, on Tuesday. The Sam is believed to have sunk after becoming entangled in the rigging of an underwater shipwreck 72 kilometres off the Fralala coast. Rescue attempts are being planned, but the area is very dangerous, being notorious for strong, unpredictable cross currents and thick fog. Marjorie disappeared, said Nanny Kig sadly, just like Daddy Mike. Ajay looked up from his phone. She went missing in the Indian Ocean, the same place Dodos come from. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading from Sam Hannigan and The Last Dodo. It was one of my favourite books to write and one of my favourite books to draw as well. And I hope you enjoy the rest of Dubray StoryFest.